Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Bird's Eye View. I am Warduck, and I am joined here with Twisted Necro. Go ahead and say hi, Twisted.
Well,
All right, so this topic is pretty much right in his wheelhouse. Wheelhouse. He owns a tattoo parlor. Is that what it's called? Tattoo shop, tattoo parlor.
parlor, shop, it really don't
Oh,
matter. Same
okay.
thing.
Parlor just makes it sound like a strip club or something. I don't know. Or like massage parlor. Okay, anyway. All right, so what do we got here? All right. New DC tattoo studio features ink that eventually disappears. So, forever tattoos have been fairly permanent unless you want to have laser surgery and get them removed. But apparently somebody developed some ink that fades from 1 to 3 years, and I imagine that probably depends on how much you're outside and your skin tone and stuff like that. But so, have you heard of this before?
Not until you linked it to me, no.
Okay, is after reading this article, is this something that you would do in your shop?
Not in a million years.
Okay, so why? Is it like against your tattoo religion or what?
I just think it's dumb. Why would you go through all the effort to get a real tattoo, purposefully knowing that it's going to fade?
Okay, I get that, but if somebody's gonna pay you to do a tattoo every 3 years, isn't it like a returning customer?
So
That seems
at
like a
that
pretty good
point,
business plan to me.
in an aspect, I mean, it's just like the henna tattoos though. Like, I don't get why would you go through the process, spend all that money just to have to redo it again. Like from a money aspect, yeah, it's great for me.
Isn't the
But
henna tattoos more just rub on though?
it's basically ink that you lay down on the skin, and it just dyes your skin for a little while.
Right. So like the funny thing to me about this is hi Prime is like tattoo comes with some pain to it.
Yes.
And I was thinking about that. I was like, that's a lot of pain for 1 to 3 years. But I I get the idea behind it is especially if you're somebody that changes your mind all the time, right? That like a permanent tattoo may not be ideal, but something that a tattoo that you can get 1 to 3 years, um, and it doesn't. I mean, because here's the thing: is like the henna stuff washes off in like a week. So this one's at
It's
least
1 to 2 weeks usually. So okay, the main reason I don't like it is because you got to think of it from the aspect of, all right, you're an 18-year-old kid, you've never had a tattoo. Oh, let's go get tattoos. Oh, it's not permanent. Let's get something stupid. Or let's get it in a place where you usually wouldn't put a first tattoo, like your face or your hands. Like it's just gonna go away,
I
right?
know,
Right?
but from a tattoo, I would think from your aspect, you'd be like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll take your money and do whatever stupid thing you want. Or okay, so I guess here's the aspect I'm missing is do tattoo artists not purposely do stupid things because it's attached to your name? Is that kind of what you're going at?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Timmy, Jimmy, Billy, Bob comes into your shop. They're like, "Oh, I want to get a temporary tattoo. I want it on my forehead, and I want it the Pepsi logo." Been done before. But that person is forever going to be like, get asked, "Oh, where'd you get it done at?" And they're going to forever say your shop, and then that's going to spread. And
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't like that.
I can see how it might affect your reputation a little bit. So if somebody comes in
And
wanting a
then
permanent tattoo, that's stupid. Well, okay. Do you do face tattoos?
I do.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
then.
I do not let people get just whatever they want.
Oh, so how do you
I do not. If somebody comes in with a picture and they're like, "I want this," I will not do it. I will redesign it. I will redraw it and make it my own. I will
so
never. If somebody comes in and wants, I want a squid with a Santa Claus hat that's reaching into my butt crack. Like, I will not do stuff like that.
so how do you like so you have a line of stupidity that you won't do.
Yeah.
So are people shocked that you won't do the tattoos sometimes or
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes they get really mad, but then I explain to them like why I'm saying no. I'm like, you're talking to a guy who's fully covered. Like, I've got a couple stupid tattoos, but I gave them to myself. I've never walked into a shop and been like, "Yeah, let me get this," and it's really dumb, and they're like, "Yeah, I got you, I'll do that," unless you're at a really bad, unreputable shop.
Okay. so but you're saying with that's permanent or temporary. That
Yeah, because
you wouldn't cross the line either way.
either way, they're gonna spread where they got it from, and I wouldn't want that attached to my name.
So okay, let's go back. Let's go back to the temporary ink stuff. Like I know that because I have tattoos and I know that you have you're covered in tattoos. Plus you do tattoos. But let's just talk about the ink part. Are you against the temporary ink part? I know you don't understand it. You said that, but are you against the temporary ink part?
Until it's further tested, yes.
Oh, that's fair. Now
You
my
don't know
kind
what's in
of
it. We've still got ink circulating that can cause cancer. 2023, and there's still inks out there that can cause cancer.
what? I didn't know
And you're
that.
just gonna, yeah,
How do
there's a
you know
lot of
the
ink.
how do you know how do you
Because
know when you
for
go to
ink
this
to get,
tattoo? How do you like? Hey, is that ink? Is that cancer ink, or how do you know that they're not
that's
using
not
it?
on you, that's on their regulations. If it's caught that they're using it, their shop gets shut down.
Yeah, but
Like,
that
there's no ifs,
doesn't.
ands, or buts. They will close your doors and you cannot reopen those doors.
But that might be a little bit too
That is
late
an
for you.
FCC, or not an FCC, that is what it, ADA type thing?
Hmm.
CDC? It's one of those places that they highly control that. I don't know,
Okay.
there's so many
So
abbreviations.
so so you can't buy it anymore then?
No. And
Okay.
if you have it, you're getting it illegally.
Okay. All right. So this being a new product, I see what you're saying. Like we don't know what it's gonna do. But okay. So what about the skin afterwards? After the ink has gone away, is it leave damaged skin, or because skin replaced
Yes.
itself, it's not? It does.
No. It's the same, like, I've had a tattoo covered up 3 times.
Mhm.
Not because it was a bad tattoo, because I wanted something different there. And that skin is so chewed up now that it's not worth doing. And with it being temporary, like, okay, yeah, you're going to do a temporary tattoo, and then you're going to go get a real one in that place because you decided you like that spot, and it's going to hurt 10 times more.
Oh, it hurts worse the second time you do it.
Yes.
So if I go
So that's going
have,
to cause an
so
issue.
if I go have like my tattoos like on my arm and stuff recolored, it's gonna hurt twice as bad as it did the first time.
Yes, because every time you
Oh
cause it, do
man,
it,
that
every time you
sucks.
do a tattoo, it causes scar tissue.
Okay, wow,
So
that's.
basically, you're just tattooing scar tissue.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah, trust me, it sucks. I've had plenty of tattoos done over and over and over again, especially on my palms, because palms are the hardest spot to get tattoos to stick, along with bottoms of the feet. I've had my palm done on my left hand
That's
7 times
because of
now. It still
wear,
hasn't fully
though,
stayed.
right?
That is. But now that I've noticed that hand, I have a harder time closing because it's rougher on my palm now.
Uh, Interesting. So it says well, fuck, I don't know how to say that. Ephemeral tattoo first launched New York City and now has locations in several major cities nationwide doing these temporary tattoos. That's just so weird to me that, like, I struggle with the fact that, hey, I want to go sit through hours or whatever of a tattoo that is only going to last me 1 to 3 years and pay you that kind of money. Like, it's got to be the same amount, right? You it wouldn't be cheaper or anything just because the ink you use, because it's
No,
still the
because
time.
the ink is probably the cheapest part of getting a tattoo.
Right, right.
It's the artwork, the time invested. Like that's what's the real value. The ink is. I can get a bottle of ink for $16.
Yeah.
So
So,
it's the ink
so,
isn't the expensive part,
so
which
what's funny is they have a quote in here that's totally stupid. It says one customer who didn't want to be identified by name, which is obvious after you hear this tattoo. It says it hurt less than I thought it was going to. It's like, yeah, that's not because it's temporary, jackass. That's just
you got somebody who obviously was being very light with the tattoo, so it didn't stay as long. Because a real tattoo, you're working that ink in to make it stay.
yeah. And the darker it is, the more you have to kind of work it in.
So yeah, a temporary tattoo, or well, ink that's not permanent. Yeah, you're not going to go as deep or as hard as you're supposed to with a real tattoo. So
All right.
yes,
So,
it's going to hurt less.
says each tattoo varies in its longevity. According to the company, some of the main factors that determine how long a tattoo will last include design, placement, aftercare, and the body's unique skin tone. Why would design, oh, because of how much shading and stuff, maybe? Okay, why would design affect how long a tattoo lasts? The only thing I can think of is color and shading.
Well, yeah. So if there's not much line work, it
Mm.
won't stay as long because obviously lines have to be worked in deeper.
All right, so we're back to that again. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, says according to the business, 70% of whatever the hell their name is will fade away in under 2 years based on the most popular tattoo designs and placement choices customers make today. I bet that line just makes you cringe, doesn't it? The most
This
popular
whole thing
tattoo
really makes
design.
me cringe.
I know, but I know you're like really adamant about like don't come in and pick something out of a book and
I don't even have books.
like
I don't let that
I
happen.
want the same tattoo that 5,000 other people have got this year. Yeah, I am like totally against going into a tattoo place and just picking something out of a book that anybody could get. All my tattoos are individualized, and I have the original design of it. It was something that was created for me specifically, and so yeah, I don't have any tattoos that were designed by a tattoo artist. Actually, they were all designed by somebody else and then taken to a tattoo parlor, and they may have reworked it slightly, but it wasn't their design that they did. And so
Yeah.
I was adamant about them not owning it. You know, like that's not something you're gonna put in a book and have somebody go, yeah, I want that, because I would flip out if I ever saw like a copy of my tattoo somewhere. Would just kind of
And a
piss me
reputable
off.
artist won't do that.
Yeah, but see, I've been to hundreds of tattoo parlors, and everybody has flipping books.
A lot of the time, so I have books too of my own personal work just to show what I can do. It's called a portfolio.
Yeah. Oh, but you wouldn't let
But
somebody pick out of
nobody
it.
is allowed to pick out of it. They can say, I want something like this, and I will redesign it completely.
Oh, okay. Guess that's fair. Did you want to plug your? I didn't know if you wanted to or not. I
No,
figure
I
I'd leave
don't.
that up to you. Okay. I don't know. I know you've been busy like having to reschedule and turn people away as it is. So, is tax season over yet? Are you past that yet, or is it still going on? Or are we right in
We're
the middle
getting
of it?
past it.
Yeah.
It's starting to reach the peak.
All right. Any final thoughts on this tattoo ink?
If it were properly tested for a few years before being released to general public, it might not be a bad idea. And I only say that purely for there's people out there that can't get permanent tattoos because of like their career or whatever.
You know, I
Like
don't.
say they're going to go into the military and they want to experiment with something, to see like maybe, big maybe.
I don't think that's such a big deal anymore. And even the military has walked back their tattoo policies a little bit because they kind of painted themselves into a corner by saying, no, we're not accepting any of this. And then all of a sudden the recruitment numbers dropped. And then now they're like, we need recruits. And they're like, yeah, with your tattoo policy, we can't get recruits. And they're like, okay, so no new tattoos in these areas once you've joined, kind of thing is kind of what they have kind of gone to. But like, I don't know. See, I work, for the federal government, and like they aren't really against. I mean, I don't know. Facial tattoos. I think that's still a little bit more taboo on the hands, and just having tattoos I don't think is as bad, but still I think the facial part is still one that could show you some trouble in career path. But for the most part, I think people are a lot more modern nowadays with tattoos. It's more of an accepted thing. Not like 10-15 years ago for sure.
True.
But all right, so any any thoughts for people that want to get their first tattoo?
Do your research. Like if you're hesitant at all going into a shop after looking at the work, go to a different shop. If you don't like what you see, don't go there. It's not, oh, I've got to get it now. This guy's the only one that's got a spot open. No, don't do that. You're looking for a bad tattoo at that point.
Yeah, and be cognizant about the fact that people specialize in certain type of tattoos.
Correct. That is
Like
a big thing that people don't realize.
like you specialize in black and white. Not that you can't do color, but because you were colorblind, you've led into black and white. But doesn't mean you can't do color. It's just not your specialty.
Correct.
Now, there's other people that do 3D work. There's other people that don't do 3D work. Portraits are a super specialized thing. Definitely make sure you see portfolio items if you're getting a portrait, because those can get messed up very easily. That's a super specialized thing, I think, is portraits. But
Yeah, so it's just the big thing is research.
yeah, definitely
Don't
going
rush into a decision. Research it. Ask questions. The artist will answer them, and if they don't, leave.
immediately. Yeah. So do you charge by the tattoo, or do you charge by the hour?
The hour.
You charge by the hour. So okay, so here's what happened to me once is I kind of got wrapped up into a guy that his work was good, but he charged by the hour, and that dude would take smoke break after smoke break and talk, and he like talked and smoke break more than he tattooed. And that shit kind of pissed me off after a while after paying by the hour. I was there for like
Always.
5 hours and he only tattooed for like 2 hours and it still wasn't done.
So when it comes to that, make sure you ask how long roughly at the beginning.
Mhm.
Let them know you've got a budget.
Oh, yeah, okay. That you expect it to be finished around about that time frame. So, yeah, I get that. That makes sense. So, all All right, so we are going to get out of here with this. Twisted Necro, thank you so much for joining us here on this. I thought this was really a perfect one for you to sit on with all the tattoo stuff. But this is it for the bird's eye view. Thank you so much. And Twisted, any parting words?
Nope. I don't think I said what I want to say.
All right, much love, all. We'll catch you next time.